Al, it's time to talk about another game that came out this year.
Hmm.
This game came out 2 months ago, and that doesn't feel real. That feels very fake.
That feels fake.
That yeah. I
Ugh.
are we sure about that?
That does not sound right.
Huh. Well, all
Is
right.
is that right?
Apparently that's right.
Oh my God. Wow, okay.
Oh boy.
Huh.
Time is not real, as we have continuously said here on this very podcast. That's just how it be
Fake.
sometimes.
It's fake.
Anyways, hello, welcome to this week's episode of the Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. It's a podcast where we have conversations about video games, anime, and manga. Hello, I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Al and Lady
Hello.
This is episode 386, and we are talking about Princess Peach Showtime!
Showtime! Exclamation point.
Showtime!
Showtime!
Gotta be very excited about that, even though this game is not that exciting.
Nope. We'll get that right out of the way.
Oofa doofa.
Ugh.
Yeah, this game came out on March 22nd of 2024 for
Fake.
the Nintendo Switch.
Why'd you say switch like that?
Switch.
Switch.
Yeah, it's, have a little fun with it.
You know what? I support you. That's great.
Yeah. This game has a 74 out of 100 on the Metacritic.
How?
It's generous.
That is very generous. Very, very generous.
You got real peaked on that when you said very generous the second time.
Sorry. I got heated.
Got heated. Let's briefly talk about the development of this game because there's not a whole lot here.
Okay.
During the June 21st, 2023 Nintendo Direct, Nintendo announced a new game centered around Princess Peach was in development and would be released for the Switch in 2024. This is the first Peach-focused, or I guess her as the protagonist game since Super Princess Peach on the 2005 DS.
An actual good game.
The September 14th, 2023 Direct revealed more details about the game, including its title, Peach's sidekick Stella, the first few transformations of the main villains Grape and the Sour Bunch, and a release date of March 22nd, 2024. The game uses the Unreal Engine 4 game engine. On October 12th, 2023, news outlets noted that the game's box art and key artwork had been changed to give Peach angrier facial expressions, which had been compared to her appearance in the Super Mario Bros. Movie because she clearly needed to be more girl boss, of course. And this is, I mean, to be fair, this is classic Nintendo. I mean, that's basically the Kirby approach where every Kirby game over here is, yes, angry. And then overseas
Yes,
Kirby
angry.
is just like, yay,
Yay.
I'm having a good time.
Woo.
It's very dumb.
Yeah, it is very dumb.
It's very
I don't
dumb.
like that. I was very disappointed when the first cover came out where they had done the redo. I was like, what is this? Wait.
Hey. The game's development company was not officially revealed until March 21st, 2024, when it was discovered via credits that Goodfeel was the developer and that the game was directed by Etsunobu Ebisu. Goodfeel's involvement with the game was leaked from its demo code 2 weeks prior. If you're wondering, who are Goodfeel and what have they made?
Hey, that's what I was wondering.
They have made primarily a bunch of stuff for Nintendo systems. They made Warrior Land Shake It for the Wii. Almost said the DS, but that is a Wii game. They made Kirby's Epic Yarn for the Wii. They made a bunch of Street Pass Me Plaza games for the 3DS. They made Yoshi's Woolly World, Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World, which was for the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS respectively. Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn for the 3DS. Yoshi's Crafted World for the Nintendo Switch, and this. So they made a bunch of those, like, if you remember of course, as you heard from the title, the yarn-looking games that were, prevalent for Kirby and Yoshi for a little bit. That was them. That was this team. And people seem to like those games.
Those are good games. I've played all of those and they are all very enjoyable games. So what happened here?
Well, apparently you cannot make it as fun when you're playing as Princess Peach. Unfortunately. I think the big problem with this game is, and I don't want to say it's a problem, it is just the way they designed this game. It is very much skewed more towards children.
It is, yes.
where everything is more simplistic. The level design is very kind of just rudimentary and one dimensional and all that sort of stuff. It's not that difficult of a game, and like you can make games for kids, and that's fine. Like I'm not sitting here and saying that's a bad thing or anything, but also you could make games for kids and not make them dumb.
Right.
And this kind of feels like that's what they did to just get this out the door.
And I mean, is it a coincidence at all that they're like, well, let's dumb down this video game that has Princess Peach as the lead that is probably going to have girls interested in it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, seems a little
Suspect. There's parts of this game where like you feel like they could have done interesting things. Like they have like all the different like transformations where you can have Peach play, or you can play as Peach as like these different jobs essentially, and that's a fun little gimmick. And there's like charming things in like the levels and stuff that you can kind of parse out here and there, but just like there's so much else within this game that just feels lifeless and just I think the worst part about this game is that it's boring. Like it's not a bad game or anything, but it's not a good game either. It's just boring.
It is boring.
And that's not something you want to say about a game from, one of Nintendo's mainline characters.
Yeah, and I mean, especially because like there are a lot of levels and a lot of variety, so like it should theoretically be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But like it just didn't come out that way. Also, the lack of skippable cutscenes is criminal.
Yeah, especially if you
Like
want to go back
straight
and
to jail.
redo certain levels to get like all the goodies in them and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you have to redo all of the cutscenes, which is ridiculous.
I will say as well, like I think this probably doesn't help that they're running it on UE4, but like this game doesn't look good.
No, it looks like garbage.
And you compare that to a lot of like other, games that Nintendo have put out recently, like it just looks so bad in comparison. And I guess probably that's, them not working on or not putting this game on like one of their internal engines or something of that nature, where they can really fine tune it and have it utilize all of the specs and power of the Switch. Whereas, if you're running on UE4, it's just you got to use that and yada, yada, yada. So like a lot of this game just kind of looks blurry and like jaggy and just doesn't look great. And it's really disappointing because like, when you think of like, a Mario game, especially like with how a lot of the Mario games on Switch have looked, like you're like, oh, this is going to look great.
Right.
Like, those have been like exceptional in terms of graphics and everything, especially for the Switch and all that.
Right.
And then this is just like, ooh.
And the load times are terrible, like unacceptably bad.
And they flattened her hair out.
Yeah, they did.
On top, and it's really weird.
She looks weird without the crown.
She just has she looks like she's Guile. It's got that flat top going. It's like, what is happening with your hair, Miguel?
Like, I understand that it's the whole, like, that's where her crown goes, though, but, like...
It's not going to flatten out your whole head like that.
No, it looks weird without the crown. It makes her just look like she's got a flat top. It's like, that's, like, the definition of hat hair right there.
It'd be better if she actually wore a hat. Then I can
believe it. Would be better
it.
if she wore a hat. Yeah. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And it flattens your hair.
That's why you don't wear crowns.
And your head. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
she wears a bow.
Her skull's just flat out now on top as well. I mean, hey, if you want her to balance things with her head, perfect person to do it.
Perfect.
That stuff ain't gonna move at all.
Yeah, I think there had to have been a way to like make her hair look not flat with the crown gone.
Yeah, it just looks, it's very distracting when you see it like in game and like in cutscenes. You're just like, why is your hair so flat?
Yeah.
What is happening over here? Yeah, the story as well is just kind of, it's pretty basic. Like there's not a whole lot to it. It's just like you're going to a theater and oh no, the theater's been taken over and now there's just a bunch of floors in this theater and they lead you to levels and you get to fight these sour grape folks.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
And it's basically it. Every floor you get like a a boss that
Hmm.
you have to fight, and I mean they're fine. The boss fights are fine. Um, I think the thing that I actually enjoyed the most about this game, besides one particular transformation, was the customization with the dresses and the bows.
Hmm.
I liked doing that. I liked collecting new dresses. This is fun. Got some nice colors. I got to put her in something that wasn't pink.
Yeah.
That was cool. And why I mentioned that is because you get a new dress design after you beat the bosses as you keep going up the floors. But if you like 100% the levels, then it also unlocks dress designs.
Which are like based kind of around whatever transformation
Yep.
is in the level. So,
And then eventually you get different bows too for your little bow friend
hmm,
that I am totally blanking on the name for.
Stella,
Stella, thank you. Stella!
our
You,
favorite Nintendo character.
you should add that to your list if you haven't seen it.
What's that?
Your movie list.
No, what were you referencing?
Oh, Streetcar Named Desire.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Put it on your list. It's a very good
Well, I don't
movie.
know if it's on any services that I have. So,
Well, gosh darn it. Anyway, he yells out Stella at one point. It's a really famous scene.
Nahone.
Uh-huh. We'll check afterwards.
What was your favorite transformation? Because you mentioned that you had one.
I do. Detective Peach.
So I played a little bit of this game today, just to remember to
Oh, you did?
familiarize myself with it again, because it had been a while.
Uh-huh.
And that was one of the levels I did was the Detective Peach one.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that it's kind of like a point and click, solve the mystery type thing. So that was enjoyable. I thought that I'd really like the mermaid one because it's me,
Hmm.
but like, I don't know, all you do is sing.
You figured you might swim a bit or something.
I mean, you do swim, but like you you just press a button and you sing and things are like, I'll follow you then. Like, okay,
They
cool,
really
I
were like, "Hey,
guess.
have you seen the Little Mermaid?"
That's basically what they did, yeah.
Well,
Um, I was very happy that they were generous with the Baker Peach because I was like, I can't draw worth a crud.
yeah.
So I was like, how am I gonna make these designs they want me to do? But like they were pretty generous with it, so
That
yeah,
was
going
very
back to
nice
that
because
whole
yeah,
it's for kids thing, but they're like, you kind of made that design. There you go. It's like, all right, cool, thank you.
I was also bad at that, so it was also I
Yeah,
was
so it
also
looked
very
fine.
happy that they're like, "Oh yeah, you got this one." I was like, "Okay, cool, thanks."
Cool. It looked nothing like it, but I'll take it.
I will appreciate your generosity here.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Detective Peach, I really liked. Um, did you have a particular favorite? You didn't, did you get to experience all of them?
No.
Okay. Which ones did you not experience?
I don't know. I don't know how many of them there are. Or like, are the are
Um,
the transformations on this list here on Wikipedia all the ones in the game?
yes,
Okay, so I did sword fighter, I did detective, I did uh patissier or baker. I think I
Baker.
did kung fu. I did kung fu or ninja. I think I did one of the two, or maybe I did both. I don't remember. I did figure skater. I don't remember if I did cowgirl or not. I don't think I did thief. I did do mermaid and I did do mighty.
Okay. Um, so the thing with Kung Fu Peach is that it was kind of set up like a fighting game
Hmm.
that like they would have you like do a 2D like your character versus this character and like you have to press buttons at the right time to fight them. So like it was set up like a fighting game. So you'd probably remember that one if you did it. Ninja Peach is one of the like initial ones, so
So I had to have done that one.
yeah. Mighty Peach is a super heroine and
I
you have
figured
to
as much.
yeah, you have to protect the little alien guys. Um Mermaid Peach, like I said, you sing. Dashing Thief Peach is Persona 5.
Yeah.
Um, and then you said figure skater, you did.
Hmm.
Cowgirl is like a Western.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
you do have a little like prop horse that you get to ride.
I may have done that one. Maybe. I feel like I did a Western level at some point.
If you did a Western level, you did cowgirl.
Yeah, maybe I did. I don't know.
Arr. But yeah, so and then there's like the ultimate transformation she gets at the end where she basically goes like Super Saiyan Peach. Or I guess what would be a better comparison? Like Super Sailor Moon Peach?
Yeah, sure. You trying to say
Because I mean
Goku's not a magical girl?
no, Goku is a magical girl.
Okay. I mean, you are
I think I
experiencing some Dragon Ball at least
I
recently,
experienced it.
so.
Yeah, he's a magical girl. Let him be a magical girl. But Peach is also a magical girl, and I think that was one of the reasons why I was like real excited about this game is because they were like kind of playing up the magical girl looking side of it.
Yeah, 100%.
And then when you actually play it, you're like, oh,
Because like when they first like were showing it off, it looked like, oh, like you said, the transformations looked really interesting. Like the idea that they're making a Peach game and that people really like Super Princess Peach, so like there's pedigree there. There's the idea like, oh, this could be fun and good, especially if it's just like magical girl Peach and just doing things like that. Like that could be fun and interesting. But then once you get here and you get the game and everything and you play it, it's just mediocre at best.
yeah. They also made her super version look a lot like Rosalina, which was kind of a bummer.
That's weird.
I was like, why would you not make it look like more in line with Peach's design?
Sorry, we've got one design. We must use it.
I was like, that's just Rosalina.
What if
Okay.
what if they had just made this a yarn game?
What if they just made this a yarn game? Or like a crafty game, or I don't know, anything but what they made.
Yeah.
Or just lean heavier into the magical girl part of it and lean less into the everything else that you did part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wanted to like it a lot, and I was just floored when all the reviews were coming out, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's so much better than Super Princess Peach." I was like, "Did you play Super Princess Peach? Because that game's super good. This is very much not that."
I mean, you want to feel old?
I already do feel old, but hit me.
Super Princess Peach is almost 20 years old.
Yeah, it is. It is. I
Ugh.
played it in high school. So does that make you feel old that I played it in high school?
Well, I mean, I was in high school in 2005, so
I was also in high school in 2005 because we are very close in age.
I mean that's true. Yes.
Um, yeah, Super Princess Peach, maybe we'll eventually get to talk about it, but like that game gets a bad rep because people have these negative ideas about like Peach and emotions and all that. Um,
I mean,
but
and it
I
also
have
came out in like the mid 2000s, a time where
there's that too.
people were not that ready to play games with women protagonists, let's say.
Also, everything was brown in 2005. I feel like that was the color
I
palette,
feel like I
like from
associate that more
2005 to
I
2009.
feel like I associate it more like with like a little bit later in the decade, but you're not wrong that eventually all gets very brown at points.
It's very brown, but yeah, like I definitely went on a rant on Twitter about Super Princess Peach and how it rules, and this game is really not good and does a disservice to the character. Because if you've been here for more than 5 seconds, you are aware that I'm a big Princess Peach defender.
Urgh.
I'm a fan of Princess Peach. I think she's a good character. I think she's a lot of fun. I enjoy playing as her, and I think she gets a bad reputation, and I love her to bits. So I will always, always, always defend her, except for in this game because this game's bad. Or it's not bad, I guess. It's fine. It's mediocre.
Bland.
Peach deserves better than what she got here. Put it that way.
It's like you're eating an
How's
unseasoned
that?
piece of chicken breast.
Yeah, yeah. It's like somebody gave you an overcooked unseasoned chicken breast and some like mushy ass broccoli.
Akihiko Sanada has cooked for you. You must eat it.
Oh no. Oh
I
no.
mean, those were your words.
No, I know. He
Cooks
threw
like a white
everything
woman.
in. He does. He cooks like a white woman. No seasoning, just threw it all in a boiling pan. It was like, here you go. Like, oh, Akihiko,
It's
honey,
not raw. It's
honey.
cooked.
I mean, I will give him credit on that. It is cooked. So that's something.
Ugh.
It's not him saying he's gonna eat a whole lemon with the rind and all while he's running. So there's progress.
That's what this game is. It's cooked,
It's
but
cooked.
you don't. I mean, it's not like You're gonna want more.
And it potentially has some burned edges too.
They did the bare minimum in terms of making it for you.
Yeah. Like I wonder how this would have been if it had been given to a team that like really was excited about doing it.
I mean,
Or
it
maybe
seems
they
like
were, they just didn't have time.
yeah, like it seems like this team can make good stuff. Like in the past, they have
They
made good
can.
stuff,
They
but
can.
I don't know. I feel like this is just a thing of like Nintendo thinking backwards. And I mean, it's shocking. I know that Nintendo would think
What?
backwards about something, but it really just
What?
feels like they were like, let's make a Princess Peach game, but it's a Princess Peach game, so we have to make it more child friendly.
Right.
And that's how as far as we thought about it.
I also wonder if it's like somehow like reaction to perspectives of Super Princess Peach.
I doubt it. I mean, that game is. It's been so long
Old.
since that game came out that I doubt that anyone there was even really thinking about that game, other than when someone brought up, "Oh, hey, this is the first game since Super Princess Peach," and someone was like, "Okay, cool," and that was it. This is probably more in line with a reaction to, "Hey, the Mario Brothers movie was big."
That's true. Which would also explain why they changed the face to look more like that.
Mhm.
There's capitalizing on the movie a little bit. But I mean, like,
Which I don't think is a
y- it's not
terrible
a bad
idea,
thing,
but again, you
but
could
make
do
the game
so much
good.
more with this game than what they did.
I think conceptually, there's a lot good here.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just the implementation was not good.
yes. Good ideas, bad
I think
execution.
I exactly like I think if we had let this bake a little bit longer, just a little bit longer,
Let her
may, may,
cook.
let her cook, maybe threw some of that seasoning in there. I could have had a good game, but we didn't get that.
Yeah, because it feels like, especially with this game, like it doesn't. There's not. There's a little. Like you could just done a little bit more to make it a good game,
Right.
but instead you did it and you just made a game that's just bleh,
Bleh.
bland.
Like I
I'm a
can
vampire now. Ugh.
I can pretty much guarantee that once we get to September of this year, both of us are going to be like, oh, that came out this year? Huh. I can pretty much guarantee that.
You're not wrong.
I
Well, when
mean,
we get to the end of the year and we look on our list, we're like, oh, that game, that was a thing. Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that game
Yeah.
came out. Anyways,
Yeah, anyway,
crossed
moving
off the
on.
list.
Yep. Like it's definitely not going to make any game of the year list, except for maybe
No.
biggest disappointment.
I don't even know if it's the biggest disappointment. It's not because it's not a bad game. It's just boring. Like if this came out and it was like completely broken and it was just like a terrible mess to play, then yeah, I think you could make that argument. But
I mean, those load times, man.
I mean, it's a Switch.
And I mean, I guess I was gonna say, I guess in its defense, I am playing on a launch Switch.
It's the Switch and it's an Unreal Engine game.
Yeah.
Those are two things knocking against it already.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ripperoni and pepperoni.
ripperoni and pepperoni. Yeah, that's Princess Peach Showtime. Unless you have anything else you want to talk about with this game, that's kind of it.
No, That's kind of it.
That's kind of it.
I like the character designs, like the outfits that she gets
Yeah.
for like each character. They're fun. They're cute.
Yeah.
I have no problems with that.
There's fun things to be had here.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's not fun things to be had here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, and I mean this is kind of for somebody who basically 100% of this game.
Yeah.
I mean, I completed all the levels and I got all the star bits and I got all the outfits and
And then you're like, hey, do you want to play this game? I was like, ah, sure, whatever. And then I played a little bit and I was like, yeah, what if I just play anything else?
what if I play something enjoyable?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got to say.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for us this week. A little bit of a shorter episode this week, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sec.co where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Jared Now Watch. You can also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Anladium, go to anladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. You can follow us on Blue Sky at seasonalanimecheckup.com. You can buy our books, One Shiny Moment, a critical analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, Hot Tubs, and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. And support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA. Buy us a slice of pizza, get access to unedited versions of the podcast early, wealth of bonus content, as along with our monthly Patreon bonus podcast that we do. You can get all that on the Patreon. Yeehaw.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't you love it? Next week will be, I don't know, we'll think of something. We got a couple of things coming up around the corner
Mm-hmm.
that we'll be able to talk about. In 2 weeks' time, we will finally probably be able to do our episode on a little game called Love Live School Idol Festival 2. Because
Yep.
that is also the date that the game will be dead.
Yep.
Dead and buried for good.
Brownie.
And then also the Summer Games Fest is coming up soon. So
Ah, yeah.
we'll have games and stuff to talk about.
Our pal Jeff.
Good old Geoff Keighley.
Geoff.
He's gonna come tell us about which gaming layoffs was been the best of 2024 so far.
Oh, please. He's just gonna ignore it like he always does.
But yeah, we'll figure out something next week and we'll throw it into your ear holes.
Yee. Oh, God. Why would you say it that way?